Fucking hell. All right. I actually think that like this kind of sucks, but like I'm pretty sure this is the hand that's supposed to do this. So feels like I'm gonna get called against this guy, but like this is the hand that's supposed to do this. Yeah, that sucks. Oh my god, he called with king 6. What the fuck? Oh shit, we final tabled something. They only have to know 1 stack depth, right? 100 big blinds. And like this is the fundamental thing about a cash game. It's 100 BBs, no antes. And like, yeah, sure, occasionally someone rat holes and occasionally you play at 200 big blinds deep. But really, particularly in a post-solver era, you only have to play 1 stack depth. And so if you play that all the time, if that's your fucking grind, you're gonna kill me at it. Because like you're gonna know all the spots. And like, I'm not. And it's only 1 stack depth, so you're gonna be fucking good at it. Whereas tournaments, it's like you have 100 big blinds, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. I have, by the way, I have sims for all of this. So 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. You have ICM, you have bubbles, you have chippy V, right? So you have one way of playing in chippy V, you have one way of playing as you approach bubbles, you have one way of playing in the money, you have one way of playing on final tables. So these are all different models that affect how you play post flop. So the amount of shit you have to know is like not the same, right? And so like I'm kind of intimidated by, and I'll still play like at mid stakes or something, cash games, but like if I was gonna play cash games, I would have to like to try to give a run at it. Like I would be playing all the time, right? I can't even remember what happened here. Like on this final table, I don't know what happened. I was busy talking about that to you, but maybe I opened, maybe I called. I don't know. In either case, bluffing this river when check 2 doesn't seem totally fucking unreasonable, so that's what we're gonna do. Annoying. Obviously, he's going to have a lot of interaction on this flop. This hand's pretty fucking hopeless, though, so fine with putting out of bed and then waving my flag, hoping he has like ace-5 suited or something instead. I'd barrel this turn maybe with a club or something, but yeah, I'm going to stick to barreling with a club, I think. Obviously, this bet's going to get called a lot, but I think still reasonable. I'm going to keep it. I think with this hand, this makes sense. And I think from the perspective of how I'm playing my range, this also makes sense. Yeah, he is a straight, so, I mean, not expecting straights to fold. I feel like when people say GTO, they allow it, like they introduce this kind of like excuse that it's like that they can use to get away from it. And that's a nice run out. Wasn't close. Here we raise pre-flop, and we're gonna be betting the flop. I'm gonna fold this with the dangler. Back to the 7-4, we raise blind versus blind. He flats. We see bet. I mean, this is just like not the hand to hero call with. But unless he's flatting like big pre-flop, it doesn't feel like he's gonna value bet either with like out of flush. So it would have been an interesting spot if he would have jammed. I would have felt like his range was like a bunch of flushes and a bunch of bluffs. And I would have tried to figure out like whether or not he's weighting that appropriately. And I would have probably assumed no, blind versus blind, because it's easy to be bluffing too much when your range gets polarized like that. And I probably would have called without a spade, without a club blocker. But it would have been a little bit ugly. So I'm glad I didn't have to do it or think too much about it. But yeah, like this word GTO, like I feel like with most of the poker playing population, it like gets this like mystical quality, and it makes like professional poker players who think in a way that they're referring to almost feel like shamans or something, which is just like I actually like I don't like the word much. I also don't think it really describes anything outside of heads up play. You can't actually solve for like quote unquote GTO play if you're not in a heads up game. It's just an interesting bet size. Like I really want to raise, but like that presents some problems for my stack size. And I don't think I should just pure fold this hand, even against that bet size, even though that might look a little sloppy. I'm not even sure if I should fold now. I was gonna like insta fold, but like kind of just still don't believe this. It's a good way to not be a non-believer. All right, dude. See, I was a non-believer. I mean, like he had a pair of sixes. He was bluffing. I mean, like yeah, I lost to that bluff, so that sucks on the turn. But like the flop call was like he was bluffing. I mean, like it just doesn't feel like at that stack depth, it felt like a lot of his ace accents that would value bet to that sizing with 3-bet pre-flop. Like it felt like even like this is a KO tournament and he covered me, obviously because he got all my chips and I'm still in it. So, or he's still in it rather. I'm just min raising here because it's an interesting bet size choice. This hand doesn't really get to raise fold the fucking button like at all, but kind of feels like this range is just way stronger than normal, like given the timing and the sizing. So I think like ICM adjusted, jamming is going to look like a lot better than like alternative answers because I think he's going to have to bet fold. I think it's going to be like a much worse call to call with a hand that's like marginal, like nines even. Like where even if he's like, I could be flipping, like it's still not going to be as good because he's got a lot of equity towards cashing. But I think it's close. So this is 4 cash, right? And this is how many left? 10? 8. Yeah, I think that like at this point, I think with 8 left, 4 cashing, at this point it's getting this is like starting to be like my best answer. That's kind of what I mean. Like I don't think that's the thing. Like I'm pretty sure that hand's got to get out of the way. Like he can be like, I'm going to be good a lot and then like still have to fold that hand. And he might not. I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but I don't think that like getting into that scenario there, like I don't think this is the right way to think about that. With 7 left, like 8 left. No guys, I'm just going to let these 3 burn out. Once these 3 are done, I'm over it. Like this was a fun session actually. Like I have no problems with the way that this went, but I am done after these 3 games are done. So I'm just going to put this player in. With the 8s. And I'm just 3-betting queen 6 offsuit, which I think is a pretty standard 3-bet hand for me. We took it down to the queen 6 off. I don't know if I went too fast there, but good luck us with the 8s. Ooh, he's got 9s. That's not good. I mean, that's that's the game. That's a very standard spot. So this is a pretty standard spot. I just defended my big blind. Check calling a c-bet. It's a pretty fast turn bet on a court card where people don't bet very quickly. It's usually not a good sign. I don't think he's doing this in a polarized way, which means it's probably like not this fast. So it's probably equity driven. Which means I'm not going to lead bluff the river. Because I think he's missing like a lot of the like ace-2 of diamonds bluffs that he's supposed to have sometimes. Do-do-do-do. I'm sure I'm going to lose sometimes to like some hand that is like high card, but All right, we're gonna be calling, obviously. Let's hold. Boom, he held. It's good. Holding's good. So going at it again. I think calling here is like pretty viable, but I think I get squeezed out a lot. So I think that the chip lead range is also like wide enough. Like this player seems, case in point, active enough to have jammed there. I have to switch to rap soon, but I like this one. I like this song. It's not a targeting thing though. Like I'm not targeting anything. No, I don't consider marijuana drugs. Like if I was like, I don't smoke weed either, but if I was like in a setting with like a bunch of friends and like they were smoking weed, I wouldn't care. And like if they said take a hit, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Like if they wanted to just like, you know, I wouldn't really give a shit. I mean, like to me, weed does not count as a drug. No, weed is like, it's Mary Poppins. It's fucking nothing. Ouch. Dude had a straight. Going to call, pretty standard. That's kind of interesting. Kind of annoying. There's a lot of draws that dominate me that'll call a jam. And calling sucks. So we're gonna go with call, but I'm very, very receptive to jamming. I just think this is like, you know, I think it's a tempting spot to bluff with like his ace highs and things. Like when the third Broadway card comes in, it happens to fill ace king out. Like he's got an asymmetry around the nuts, blah, blah, blah. Like, I tried. He didn't bet. Damn. Took it down with a double barrel there. I'll bet sometimes. Obviously, I'll check twice here a lot. Gotta bet here sometimes too, though. But like betting small is a big part of the game. Particularly as the like in position player, when you raise and you're up against the big blind, betting small often is totally reasonable. Yeah, whatever. That's the type of hand. That's the hand class that I was trying to. Calling and raising both are important parts of what you need to do. My assumption is that player folded an ace. Go fold. Well, we started with 50,000. Yeah, I mean, like, fuck. Now it's a bit awkward. I mean, like, obviously jamming is like, you know, potentially a thing. Like, there's just so much overlay in this scenario that it doesn't seem right to fold a lot. Did we cash this yet? Nope. Couldn't be more annoyed with that. Kind of a gross spot with a 1-to-1 SPR. There's really not worse hands that call though. I don't like. Do I get called by king high here? Like king jack? King jack jams pre-flop. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting spot to whether like to bet or not bet the turn. I think is pretty interesting. It's queen's a pretty bad card, I think, but. Ace king, huh? Sneaky, sneaky. Here, I think I unblock bluffs well enough to just hero call. And here we're going to defend this jack 9 off. I feel like this range is going to check back the river a lot, but I'm still going to check call. Yeah, feels like this is like going to be like an ace high hand that checks back flop, bets turn, and then checks back river a lot. No, I'm sitting down. I am sitting down. He's very short, but it's rude to call him a midget. Fucking hell. All right. I actually think that like this kind of sucks, but like I'm pretty sure this is the hand that's supposed to do this. So feels like I'm gonna get called against this guy, but like this is the hand that's supposed to do this. Yeah, that sucks. Oh my god, he called with king 6. What the fuck? I never thought that he'd call it the same hand. Like I never thought he'd call it the same. Like, all right. Well, now all of a sudden I feel better. If like that's part of his 3xing range. I mean, I guess like I have the KO on my head, like, but like the. Yeah, I have 2 KOs on my head. Like that's a trivial. I don't know. Whatever. Like now we're just like not folding this hand. So. Pain. All right, and we lost, but you know we got it in good, so that happens. All right, want a little bit of money? Ugh, this is gross. I also don't feel like this player's. Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine. a bad river. Don't think I'm calling that player so far, like ever in that spot without super blockers. That's just not them. Fuck. It's been interesting when this happens. Like the ICM adjusted component of it's what's interesting. Exactly like what I'm supposed to be doing here. All right, so 7th against Queen Jack. Boom. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to do anything with this hand other than call. No, there's definitely no deep V for streaming. As far as, that was a really fast call. I don't really like calling that fast. How are you balancing the V shirts to V-neck to crew shirts while streaming? Decent balance going on based on what's in the closet, but there's definitely no deep Vs. None of those. I feel like my range here is like mostly not going to be able to. That's pretty interesting. Makes you want to jam. I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't do it. Like with no blockers on the bubble, like not bubble, but like even after fully having more chips than these other guys, it just seems too tough. I'm very comfortable with this answer though. Obviously, like sometimes this player's ace jack and I just lose, or queens, but I'm comfortable with what this range looks like to me and jamming there. All right, so it's just the bounties. All right, cool. Yeah. That's fine. That's fair enough. I just didn't know that was like that it worked like that in the payout structure. I just like hadn't paid attention, I guess. Don't think this hand is one that jams. Don't think it's one that folds. So just get stuck calling. I end up relatively dense here. I mean, like, still just a tough time betting most of the hands though that I have. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, I haven't been like heads up in party bounty builder tournaments, I guess. So. And yeah, that makes sense. No, yeah, I mean, I definitely understand. I think it makes a lot of sense. That's a bit annoying. Gonna be a tough hand to fold, probably. Gonna have to win a flip, I think. Obviously no fold equity, but I don't think that the wrong answer there with threes either. GG guys, thanks for sweating, and we will be back tomorrow with more tournaments. Thanks guys, I'll talk to you later.